And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, with the third set. Sorry, I said second game. My brain is not working. I haven't slept properly in the last 3 days.
That's your second game to cast, though.
Yes,
So
it was
you're
my
fine.
second game set to cast. Yes, and Josh is gonna take a break right now and just go lie down because I think his voice is just going after those intense games right there from the side of Team Havoc and Jinx Pro. And this time around, I will be joined by Super Chan God. So take it away.
Yeah, so this is a very interesting normal draft where people usually like using double matter support right now, but looks like both of the teams they try to keep the tradition with having both off tank and pawn tanks. Another Ash on the VH2 side, whereas FYB having Khan and Berg first standard. But looking at the Fish 2 side, you can see the only thing I think that kind of enables the fight, except the pawn, might just the Ash and the Victor on the side. But I think FYB has so much tools to deal with. You have a Khan grab that can just annihilate like a single person with 3 seconds with proper team coordination and support.
The battle begin.
We'll have to see how Ash kind of plays it out, off tank role against Khan on the side with two burst healer, where Andrew usually can deal with that much effectively. Even in late game, where just burst just kind of stops him from flanking around, he has to play a more passively with his own team. So, what do you think?
In these cases, honestly speaking, we just can see Iki Honeystar actually going onto the off tank, not on the DPSs that we normally see him on. Him or her, sorry, I do not assume genders, but in this case, I'm just going off the name. This is going to be a very difficult draft for the side of Team VH2 because consider this is an Androxus, this is a Victor against an Imani and a Kelsey. Imani, especially on this map, what do you do against this character? Imani's just going to go Divakar on everyone, just fly up in the air and just rain fire like Kamehameha on everything. And maybe Androxus is going to do something?
I think Imani has a really good potential. Like, you can never expect her throwing those 2k fireballs or 1k fireballs, like you can't tell if she's shooting 2 of 1 and then plus a catchy blast shot, like any champions below 2.5k will just get even like melted very quickly. So
and even Ash, Ash, what is she gonna do against this case, and especially with Damba healing as well? It's gonna be extremely difficult for the side of VH2 to even get close enough to take any sort of advantage, but of course, Team VH2 may just have a plan this time around. So Ryan, take us away. We're going to be watching the Victor on this initial point fight as Evil Monkey Turds has its voice chat on right now, probably talking to his team, giving a plan to everyone as we can see on this background fight, and immediately Oniza falls with a good triple coming out from the Grover to just shut him down as Archimedes just rains down heads on their side as Team VH2 are on the front foot right now, taking down 2 kills from their side as Ash has fallen, but still, it seems like there is nothing that Team FYB can do to go for the cap. What is this? Wait. Why are they not capping? What is happening on the side right now? It seems like I have not noticed this. In this case, as Archimedes falls low again, 42% and taking for the side of Team VH2, but this would have been an easy 80% right now already if they capped, and Simaris is able to get those picks onto Archimedes, and finally it seems as though Team VH2, they're just now on the back foot with Oniza Shimaris getting the picks that they need to for their side as one after the next. They are falling down and being sent back to spawn with 60% for the name of Team VH2. And they're still holding strong.
Yeah, I kind of agree with what you're saying. Grover is really sort of good in early game, considering this map is like kind of the best. He can just heal everyone throughout the walls and stuff. However, if you really want to sustain those heavy tanks like Inara and Ash with no shielding that much, like if you pop that kill like kind of earlier before the team aggression from FYB comes through, we don't have actually like much of a thing to like defend this kind of potential. Look right now, you can just imagine just so very aggressive, but yeah.
He's just gonna go Divacar on them like immediately. This is just so sad for the side of Team VH2. It seems like Team VH2 they had the initial point fight right there, but this Inara's plays are extremely questionable right now, and she needs to like coordinate with the team. Probably Yuna getting one kill on the Samaras right now, but will this be enough? Is the real case with the Ashe immediately going in for that side? But the Dread Serpent does come out with the Cespedes tank from the Inara. May this be enough to like completely hold up this fight for a little while longer? A lot of ults have been used from the side of Team VH2 and Team FYB. Still take that first kickoff, but they're able to get back out, just regroup one more time to go for a much more solid push for their side.
Yeah, I think when it comes to the middle fight of both the teams, they really comes down to where the FYB lands the combos and stun, or if they not and they get punished by Gopher Root and other damage from Victor clicking shots on those heavy tanks and stuff. Right now you can see Dome Shield popped up on the right side, but Team VH2 seems like they didn't use that properly and they have to fall back. And now they don't have the high ground, they have to wait for the respawn. If they drop, notice that this map is very dependent on high ground if you're on the defensive side.
The high ground control is not very well. A good wall coming out from Evil Monkey right there. Completely shut off Iki Honeystar right now, and that's just gonna send them all back to spawn. Without the Khan, you cannot push on this map as it's Archimedes, our controller player right there, going in to pop heads right there, one after the next. He's very low right now, but still able to get back out and get that initial pick off on the Sonaris right now. Very, very hyper-aggressive play coming out from Archimedes, but it's gonna work out on his case as the headshots are just going onto Barrick's dome right now, one after the next. As seems as though the aim assist is really helping him on his case right now, but still, again, Rampaging Teddy a bit too far forward, but Yuna is at the ready to heal for his teammate right now. He's taking the fights as much as he needs to, as long as he tries to get back onto the point with 1 second remaining, but he's not able to touch it for the overtime.
Yeah, I really like how they set up the defense by making themselves look very aggressive, because the heroes can make themselves playing very defensively, just sitting on a high ground. So great defense from FYB. I would like to see how they use the ultimate, considering both of the side has those support ultimates that can counter each other. So it really depends on, like, let's say if Imani opts with the dragon, like what VH2 is gonna deal with. Are they gonna Grover or just to like stabilize for 4 seconds, but the dragon lasts for 20 seconds, whereas maybe Androx is kind of get a flank behind the dragon, kill his own body. All depends on those how ultimate users, considering this is very back and forth with Cauterize not even being on level 3 now, so.
Really very dangerous as Luna doesn't even have Caught 2 right now. Going in for the bulldozer immediately with a good Dread Surf and may just be able to pop it off as the dragon is coming up from the low ground. This dragon is just taking peekaboo right now. Convexity, what are you doing? What is the dragon doing? He's just like peekaboo with them because of the bulldozer, but the space has been creating for the side of Team FYB. They have the full zone control right now, as it seems as though Iki Honeystar has the Victor's phone number, calls him up as Archimedes is in the corner right now with the Victor. Yuna being 1 HP may not be able to find it, and the Khan just blocks on the doorway with his shield right now. But still, the point is ticking in the background, and Team FYB having full point control may just be able to hold it off with the Azure dominance maybe coming through as well from the side, and yes, it does. Onto this back end right now. May just be enough for this side, but Azure dominance not onto the point actually. So this may just cause a lot of issues as Rampaging Teddy. Azure dominance on the wrong end with the ultimate coming out from the Inara as well. Yuna needs to get this kill right now on the side of Samaris, but Iki Honeystar is able to get the kill onto the main point tank for the side of Team VH2, with the second tank falling as well to the hands of Thunder. Samaris getting the kill on the Mirage, and everyone's on the back foot, and Team FYB take point number 2.
I think FYB just plays so well. They make the pump presence that he just like, oh, you have to get on pumps VH2 or else you're gonna lose this. And plus, if you talk about the dragon, before that, you just put the dragon there. Even you don't have to shoot, you just make so much great influence that, oh, you can't go through this one. You have to go through other door. You can't go through this one. And on the other side, there's a Khan waiting a grab for you, where Cassie was just waiting for her blast combo just to secure those kills. So I think Fixture has to get more items, honestly. Plus, they kind of fall in late game where Grover is not gonna heal that much.
You're getting a good kill on the side as well. Convexity is like holding strong onto this left-hand side, but this Khan needs to fall back soon enough. And again, another kill. Never mind. The Khan may just no need to fall back at all. He's just gonna get sent back to Small immediately as Rampaging Teddy is able to get that kill, and Team VH2 stabilize one more time. But you cannot win this game off of defenses. You need to find a plan to go for this mid fight. The defensive side, I would say, for the side of Team VH2 is quite strong in these cases, and they're holding zones quite heavily and quite strongly without any issues. But what can you say? Oh my god, Yuna going in for the big flank on the back end right now. Get pulls up under, it just sends him back to spawn immediately. The phone numbers are raining in, and probably he's gonna send Oiza as well. Small boy gets sent back to spawn to be a big boy one more time. He needs to grow up more to get sent back into these fights, it seems. Semaris as well falling dangerously low, and honestly speaking, Team VH2, they're holding this zone very strongly with 44 seconds on the clock already.
Yeah, I think they didn't find out a solution, try to dive this Imani. As you can see, she's in 14 straight. I don't know if she died once or not, but she's making FYB look so good on the punt fight by just like circulating through cooldowns and rotating around the map with all his dashes and stuff. Just hard for the Angel to deal with. As you can see, if Angel got hit by one of those fireballs, he has to retreat, and the team wasn't supporting him either because he doesn't have too much rank for Team Victor to deal with. Victor's dropped already, but he finally gets killed.
Finally, that Drops is able to shut down Convexity. He's like, no Kamehameha for you, no going Divakor at anyone, but immediately Evil Monkey Turns gets caught out. But no one's on point. Onisa, small boy.
Oh, what just happened?
Small boy, small boy, are you alive? What just happened right there, ladies and gentlemen? It seems as though I think Onisa was a thing. He thought that he was on the point circle, but not exactly, because I think the line of sight got broken by the what is it called, the ledge, the edge on the side. I think the line of sight for the point got broken immediately, and Onisa was not aware of that being broken. That's why you need to stick on this point. Paladins is such a game that maybe you think that you're running around the edge of the point, but not exactly. And especially when the point timer is ticking down that quickly, you need to be careful on those cases. And the overtime was not there for the side of Team FYB, and they need to continue to push with the 2-2 lead right now. But let's look at this Cassie going onto this right-hand side. This is going to be very interesting with the ultimate popping out soon as well from the side of St. Mars. They just be able to get that pick and a good grab coming out from Iki Hamster right there to get that opening kill onto Victor right now. And one more pick coming out as well. Probably the Azure Dominance is at the ready. Does get a huge Azure Dominance, ladies and gentlemen. And Semar is falling dangerously low, but the floodgates may just be open with the Accursed Arm on the side as well. Whirlwind has been used. They are running in, ladies and gentlemen. They are not afraid to go anywhere. As Rampaging Teddy tries to go back onto the point instead of actually forcing the pressure onto Apartments, and Convexity immediately turns around and takes them down, ladies and gentlemen. No Accursed Arm has been used, no Barrage has been used, and this seems as though, never mind, Barrage has been used. Good night, Cassie. Bye bye, we will miss you. With two picks coming up the back lane right now.
I think Team Victor was getting very, very baited on the far side, where you can see Angel and Imani was trying to get a duo fight begins on the right side, where no one's helping on the left side, where Khan and Cassie just grab someone and get the kill. And when they fall low, no one's is kind of like backing up the damage, and Angel wasn't able to get the flank off on the left side because he was too busy dealing with the Imani. Plus, she has the dragon ready. Like, even though you didn't auto, you might be just paying attention to, oh, where she's gonna or like where she's gonna place the dragon. So, I think they have to maybe play a little bit closer to each other, try to take down this Cassie and Khan duo once they got enough resilience to tolerate that stun. So, but right now, Team FYB was having the lead 3-2, 2 minutes 20 seconds left.
And yes, that is like very dangerous for their side. It seems as though like I have no clue what is happening on this offlane side right now. They need to pressure this offlane, and this Khan is just stuck in a corner with Trump's wall right behind him. May just be able to get caught out, and finally Yuna is able to send Honeystar back to spawn right now one more time. And again, Their defense is so strong, but their attack is just gone in this case. Going in for the flick shots on his side. Bit too fancy, and Samaras may just have his phone number right now. Not really, but he's just vibing on the side right now with Rampaging Teddy falling dangerously low, but a good shield. May this be all that they need to completely shut down Samaras on these fight. But Honeystar is at the ready to trade out his teammate, and the floodgates are open for the side of Team FYB. 3 members going down. The second one going down, being Rampaging Teddy to Iki Honeystar, getting the double kill for his team. And they're slowly pushing the point forward as Team FYB are still asserting dominance.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you play Grover, yeah, you could, but what about the sustain where if you get heavily aggressively pushed right now, Imani with the drain coming through? I don't even want to care about the damage charge right now, but Angel on the far side trying to curse arm the main body, fails to do that, but the dome shield is put. I feel like FYB tried to make this push work this time. Fire cannon on the right side, and seems like he's gonna do some massive damage, and a way to address Serpent takes out the Pontek and the healer on the side of VH2. Don't feel like this is a good but Andrew cuts the fight, but I don't feel like he's gonna save the pawn with only 60 HP left. This is going crazy for FIB.
And Team FYB just assert their dominance so well. It seems as though Team VH2 were not able to hold themselves at all during the second point fight. And, sorry, the third point fight, and it seems as though they cannot even the defense was just completely lost because they really just collapsed under the pressure of the Simani. Like they were not the tanks needed to actually play the point properly. For example, the Nara, in some ways, was very confused of what to do next. She got onto the point. She was not playing around cover. She just walked onto point, used all of her cooldowns, and then she was killed. No wall, no right click. She needed to play around cover. This is very important when you talk about tank picks right now, because we would say like the DPSs did extremely well for the side of Team VH2. They got their picks. Archimedes got the damage he needed to. Yuna did the flanks he needed to, but the tanks need to play a lot more stronger. For example, Rampaging Teddy gave up left side control entirely. Is there dominance? Cassie was 1 HP, doesn't chase after the Cassie, goes onto the point with Evil Monkey right now. Why though? Evil Monkey could have just ran on in, taken the left side, and then went onto the point. There's a lot of things that they could have done better on these point fights. And tank play is the name of the game when it comes to Paladins, and you should know that better than anyone.
Yeah, I agree, IG. And then you can see the damage charts and the healing where Grover is like 50k behind Maldamba on the FYB side, where you can tell the tanks were actually suffering from on the VH2 side. Like they can't take that much damage. The Grover heals is not going to save them yet late game. So that actually kind of reflects what you've been just saying. So they might have to switch it up on the tanks pick or the healer just to make the draft works if they want to kind of play like more defensive style for Fix 2. And right now that we slowly move into the second game.
And yes, let us move on to the second game. Ryan, take us away. And we are now being taken into the beautiful map of Ice Mines, ladies and gentlemen, as we're going to be watching through the drafts. And of course, Super Chat God, talk us through it.
This is a very interesting map. Switches from, I don't know who picks it, but switching from Bright Marsh to into the Ice Mine, definitely they have something in the mind that, oh, we can deal with those hyper aggressive comms where Bright Marsh is a very, very dependent. So, and it seems like a pause coming from Onesie, but let's just talk about the draft right now. We can see VH2 running a double support this time. I think they might be realizing the fact that they don't have too much sustain to let the tanks to make more space around with it. Alongside, they pick up the Drogo with Angel. I think they might going for the Luminary, but I don't know if you should check the talents. Is Genos doing damage or Furiel? But let's speak about the FYB side. They pick up a Khan, Barrick, Ying as a healer, and Sin and Tiberius as a DPS. Pretty solid draft. I think it's kind of just a symmetry from what they picked last time for VH2. Not the VH2, sorry, FYB. They did it like the same thing. So they might just stay on their comfort feed. I would be very interesting to see how double support, especially journals, if he's not running the maybe Banish Star, having those dismount at early game through the gate can make a huge difference on space making for the team. So
That's it's gonna be a huge factor for the side of Team VH2, but Team VH2 actually can go for a secondary tank. Especially on a map like this, you cannot really get away with a single tank, especially on Ice Mines, and Team VH2 have fallen prey to that. But the Drogos is actually kind of free, I would say, but with Convexity going on to the Tiger as well, and Tiger is extremely annoying on this map. Talking from personal experience from very past scrims, it's very difficult to even fight a Tiger, especially with the early dismounts coming out strongly as well for the side of Team FYB, as a Tiger Thanos snaps 850 HP off 3 players for the side of Team VH2. They've been healed back up to full and maybe trying to take control, but onto this left-hand side, like, what do you do against this Tiger? You can't do anything, as Simaris is on the side as well, as one after the next, Honeystar just dives in, taking a kill onto Rampaging Teddy immediately right there, ladies and gentlemen. As just this Tiger is just vibing on the side. What do you do against this? Like, look at this Tiger. He's just vibing on the side, and his team is just popping off in the front end. You just need to just blow out the damage. That's all you need to do on this character. And Honeystars and Maras are just demanding attention, demanding the space that they need to.
I think Tiger on this map, you can kind of play as a pseudo hit scan trash on the side. You can see how Team VH2 got pushed on just that tiny corner with one heavy play, and everyone just got dismounted, and then they even have to spend so much like automates, not automates, but like skills to get over that choke point and get to the window to deal with the Tiger. So I think it's a really hard job for Andy to do. As you can see, he just got melted with the heavy play, and Team FYB pushing.
He just got Thanos snapped out of existence immediately. That is what Tiger can do, especially on a map like this. It's just so tight. You can't really do anything. And oh my god, the Thanos snap again, mid-air as well. Looks great on Archimedes, does fall off. And with a good execution from the Xin as well, the Spike picks up another kill for their side, as Rampaging Teddy trying to do something in this case, but it's not going to be enough, as another Thanos snap just cleans up outs. And it seems as though this one Tiger is just causing so much damage on the side of Team FYB.
Yeah, and also I think VH2 kind of maybe understood how Genos and Viewer kind of shifting a little bit downward with the nerf changes. If you pair with them, you better have more damage on relying on Drogos and Angel, but if they got forced out with the Tiger, as you just say, they can't do much, and where's the damage pool? As you can see, FYB already pushing the payload with 15 seconds, like almost, and they are very committed to use their ultimate, but Tiger falling down, this might make a stabilization for VH2 to get this defense working now.
Team VH2 still holding strong right there. They're getting the picks that they need to already, but these tanks are still alive for some reason. Finally, Rampaging Teddy with the Dragon Punch is able to take clean house right there, and the tanks have fallen back heavily on this map as the respawns are just completely gone. With 22 seconds, the tanks cannot even get back to the point, I believe, of how big Ice Mines actually is, and one of the DPSs need to go for a touch. 14 seconds remaining. They need to try and go for these dismounts, and Complexity may be going for a point touch right now immediately on this side, and may just not be enough, as the Khan tries to go for a grab onto Yuna. He's not able to find it. They're finally back onto the point, but they're very badly out of position, as Icky Honeystar does finally fall to the hands of Mirage. And it may just be all that she wrote right now, with Convexity again just Thanos snapping Yuna out of existence, and he must not be happy with that. But Evil Monkey Turd as well, getting the 2 kills that he needs for his team to take it to a 1-1. And this will be a usual long and drawn-out match of Ice Mines.
Yeah, this is very expectable. If you lose your team around like 30 seconds, and actually takes like more than 20 seconds just to let your team group up, set up a fight. So if your payload was kind of pushing like kind of inward, almost to the destination, it's actually making yourself harder to push that choke point. So, but I think with the ultimate right now all ready for both of the teams, I would be very interesting to see how they use it, considering right now if you can switch up to the items and see who gets the fastest master rating and have this Monk advantage and making all those spaces. You can see everyone on the side of FYB get master acing, whereas only Mirage on the other side doesn't have it. But this Monk coming through, and it seems like this is gonna be a fight without claiming the objective a little bit.
This is going to be an extremely difficult drawn-out fight, it seems. Like, Team FYB are just asserting their dominance. They're taking the space. Like, what do you do in this case? Mars is already into the back lane right now with the Xin, and they're just going to be running down the side with the ultimates at the ready as well. Spite is ready. Grab is ready. What are you going to do against this case? And Team VH2 cannot even really play hyper-aggressive in this case. Solaris not going for that ult immediately. Rampaging Teddy calls up Samaris as the dragon is just running in from the side right now. Yuna may just be able to find something to open up the floodgates for VH2. Only that the small boy has fallen. Finally, he's being sent back to spawn one more time as the shots are raining down from the side of Team FYB as the punches are all that you need to take down these people right now. This Team FYB are on the back foot, 81% and ticking for their side. They have enough time to get back onto this point. The dismounts are not being able to come in. The master ending is a bit too much for Yuna to catch up to right now. Thunder may just fall right now, but if the Honeystar is able to draw the attention of the awaiting and drops this a little while longer, and the Khan may just fall with a good grab coming up from the Khan to immediately take off one of the main key factors for the side of Team VH2 to even hold this point down, as immediately they may just fall. Yuna dangerously low. It's not going to be enough as Simaris is finally able to take him down, as Team FYB are just showing that they have the better coordination in these fights.
Yeah, as you can just say in the first, when we talk about the draft, having a single tank on this map was kind of risky, considering there's a Khan on the other side can just grab your main tank out of the equation, and then you have a second tank which is barely can capture the pawn that makes the pawn pressure consistently. So I think FYB kind of played this recap very well, and we would like to see how this Tiger and Spin Spam, both of the other side, kind of make this push even more effective this time.
Like, this is very important to consider. Teams need to understand that Icemines is a map you cannot go single tank on. Even if you do go single tank, you need an IO. Even if you play with something, for example, let's say, you need a very strong, much more stronger blaster. You need a lot of damage to work with, not a double healer combo. It really doesn't work, especially on this map. And you need to have very strong DPS healers, for example, maybe a DPS Ying, maybe a D2 Grover. That is also a factor. Not go for a Genos and a Furia. It really doesn't work out in those cases. Maybe a Genos and maybe a Furia and a Grover. And maybe a Genos solo in these cases. Go for comps like that. Like, this is much more of an outdraft rather than an outplay coming out from the side of Team VH2, because Team VH2 can't really do anything in these cases. Like, what do you do in these fights?
Yeah, I think plus with the pot 3 coming in late game, where if you think about the healing numbers from Genos and Fury, it's not gonna help saving them, but I would like to see how they actually utilize those inflame and ultimate usage, because like, who are you gonna enable with your team? Like, are you gonna like pop your inflame or just to stabilize defense and never use it on the offense even after you got dismounted by those heavy play on the
30 seconds
on the farm side? So this is very interesting. I mean, I'm not saying it's not gonna work, but they still require way more. That's a really great fire spit.
It's a good fire spit coming out from Rampaging Teddy right there, just to send him back to spawn right there. The placements as well from their side as Team VH2, and as you said, this inflame may just be the deciding factor of this defense, but it's not maybe it's not even gonna be needed if Teddy hit that fire spit. Forcing Onisa out of position, but Onisa's already out of position. The small boy going a bit too far in these fights right now, and it may just be an issue, but Rampaging Teddy falling dangerously low. Mars very good tracking right now, may just be able to take him down, and finally Honeystar is able to find the pick he needs to, but a bit too hyper aggressive, and he may just fall in this case, but the Billow is able to get him out of that situation right there, ladies and gentlemen. As Convexity is trying to call up Yuna right now, as a bit too much attention is being diverted onto the Androxes, and Yuna is doing what he needs to to make sure that he is keeping this tiger busy, but Convexity cannot snaps him out of existence, ladies and gentlemen, as the fight continues. And Samaras is low, but still, he's holding strong onto this back lane right now with Honeystar as well onto the mid. Oniza still holding his strong, and the spike coming out on the evil monkey turrets, taking him back to spawn. One more time, spawn proximity is there for the side of team Team VH2, but it's not gonna be enough as FYB push it in 3-1.
Yeah, I think VH2 kind of underestimated their push potential in a case that if they don't kill you like in team-wide perform, like if they just like do it like one by one, you actually stagger yourself by just coming out of spawn and take those damage and let the push through. FYB on the other hand, they just use the simple spike just to initiate that kind of push at the end of it. Killing Inara, as I said, was very like credential, as well as you have to can't grab this time again for Inara. If she steps on point, she better click on her right click or just use her wall to wait up for the Khan to use his ult. So a very great job from FYB, and it seems that they all have master riding, and those dismount come through thing going through the tunnel, and let's see how he comes.
Seems like they
Step into the light and perish.
Yeah, sorry, can you pick it over for a second?
As you can see, VH2, they got stuck in the left side on Barn again, but they finally get a way to take out because Ying was kind of placed in a really dangerous position and got taken out in the first hand. Right now, VH2 might have a better chance of doing this, but look at the Sin try to messing up on the high on the VH2 team. It seems like they have the initial the fight pretty well, and they able to like stabilize themselves. And this is a great match for FYB.
And FYB just holds strong, and Yuna not even being able to get back onto the point. He's doing what he can from the sidelines, but honestly, Yuna can't really do much. Like, he's getting the shots, he's getting the kills, but single tank is extremely difficult, especially on a map like Iceman's, and you have a Genos and a Fury at this time around. Not much DPS to work with even. You're putting so much pressure under the hands of Yuna that what can he even do in these fights?
Yeah, I think VH2 actually tried the best. I really sure on the last fight, even though they got this man, they get the Ying, but if you guys don't even know, even Ying pop her ultimate, and if she die, that ultimate still lasts, and she can just teleport back to the spawn, which is like a very great advantage for using it on Ice Mine. So FYB kind of stay intact, even though their healers got down on the last round, and they were able to get VH2 on the backline with all those colorize where VH2 doesn't have enough sustain anymore suddenly. So a great match.
Really
and now we're
nicely
slowly
done
moving
for
to
the
a
side
third
of
game.
team FYB right there. And we shall be moving on to the next match immediately. Sorry, I cut you
Yeah.
off for a second. I didn't hear
No
you initially.
problem.
And yes, let's move into the next match immediately. Ryan, take us away. Ryan, take us away.
As you can see, we're moving back into very favorite picks today, where people usually pick Splitstone Curry a lot. Here we can see VH2 running a Terminus, a single healer Grover, alongside we have Sniper Kinasa, Bomb King, and Andrew. A very interesting triple DPS comp, whereas FYB was returning back to a traditional double tank with a support Damba, Inara, Ashe, Eevee, and Victor on the other hand. I feel like FYB has a way more better space control, considering they have those Eevee can deal with the Kinasa on the book fight, but it really comes down to execution, or whether Una can land those nasty headshots on Eevee, or maybe like a Victor try to make themselves uncomfortable on playing on the high ground and switching onto the spinner side and the initiative. It depends on the op tank. So
The more interesting factor is actually going to be Archimedes' controller and Roxas. This is what I really want to see.
are you sure?
The controller and Roxas is going to be very interesting to see from the side of Team VH2 with Rampaging Teddy going on to the Bomb King as well. Much more of a tried and true champion. FYB giving the Bomb King up on this case may just be the thing that bites them in the butt, but it may not as well at the same time. And Team FYB having very fast hypermobile flank on their side. I think the EV, and of course, I think Honeystar is playing the EV. Ryan, can you check names? And of course, Honeystar is playing the EV. It's his his or her tried and true champion, and it's what he or she is known for very well. And Convexity going on to the Victor, very good hit scan player. And this may just fall into their favor right now as Team FYB their lineup is very strong in this case. Against Team VH2 though, VH2's lining up in this case, as you said, it really depends on Yuna hitting the headshots. And this is going to be very difficult.
Because Kinasa, like, if you don't land headshots, you deal like 1,560, where Victor has a card called Predator that can kind of just out-sustain that thing a little bit, try to make him not to get sniped in 2 shots, or maybe just 3, so he can just run away, and it takes like so much resources for Kinasa just to focus on that Victor and ignore those heavy point tanks and off tank on the other side, healing with Damba. So, but a great route from Grover also can make a kind of big potential setting up the kills for the Androxus on the other team, whereas Bombkin can have a very comfortable fight if he can land those mid-range bombs on the spinner alongside with Terminus siphoning all the damage in front of him. So really comes down to that execution and the messy off-side fight, but not on the point.
Like, Team FYB really need to make a lot of mistakes though in this fight, I would say. And we are watching Nessa in this initial point fight right now. Where did you pause? Right. Here, yes. We're going to see the headshots coming in earlier from Yuna actually. Going for the early dismounts on the side of Quarry. They're actually choosing not to fight Quarry but to take control of Lava immediately on this side as well. This may just cause a bit of problems for Yuna because he doesn't have much lines of sight to work with. And Nikki Honeystar immediately finds a kill onto Archimedes right now. The controller player is not able to hold strong on this fight right now. The rampaging Teddy, the teddy bear, finds a kill onto Honeystar just to retaliate for his own teammate. And may just be an issue as Yuna's running for his life from the pedophile known as Ash right now. And yes, I called Ash a pedophile. You cannot say anything against me for that. As Archimedes calls up Samaras right now and sends him back to spawn. One more time, Thunder heavily out of position, gets popped in the head by Yuna, and they are falling down like pinballs right now. As Team VH2 are taking control of the point one more time. As Oniza, the small boy, gets sent back to spawn a bit little late from his team as well. And this is a heavy delay for their side. As Team FYB are now on the back foot with 51%, but still 31% on their name right now. As Evil Monkey Turds is trying to get a pick onto this Ash right now. May just be what they need, but Honeystar going for a big flank on his left-hand side, and Archimedes is going to try and fight this Eevee right now, but it may just not be enough. With one more shot remaining, good headshots from Archimedes to force back the Eevee right there, but it's not going to be enough as Evil Monkey Turd being a bit too hyper-aggressive on that side. He's not able to get out completely. As Thunder may just be able to get the shot that he needs to, but Honeystar takes down Archimedes finally from the side, and Yuna needed to get back out, and no one is left to touch the point or the side of Team VH2.
Yeah, this is one kind of like disadvantage for having one single tank, Terminus only on this kind of bigger maps with open line of sight. Like, if you put down your siphon for like 1 second, that Grover is not gonna save you from like 3k burst with bombing one bomb, not 3k but like those Victors just clicking on you, and Ash, no one was able to like kind of like have a CC to deal with her. Like if you have a Khan or like actually maybe a Grover root, you may be better, but it seems like they were actually kind of lacking that communication just to forcing themselves making so much space, and temporary pause who comes by at the moment.
It seems like it's going to be very difficult for their side. Samara is like, it's just demanding so much space, and there's no one to really contest Honeystar except for Archimedes. But honestly, as a controller in Roxas, he is doing extremely well and landing the shots that he needs to in these cases. But Teddy needs to show up even more. He needs to play a lot more hyper-aggressive in these fights, and he's getting the damage that he needs to. But honestly speaking, if he doesn't play hyper-aggressive, I do not know how this may just work out. The Dread Serpent coming out as well for the side of Team FYB, and the Whirlwind for Team VH2 with the Azar dominance as well from Samaras. May just be able to get a kill onto Rampaging Teddy, but just survives with the skin of his teeth right now. But Anisar is at the ready on the side, gets a kill onto Rampaging Teddy immediately coming out of spawn. Yuna, 1 HP on the side, gets killed out by Convexity with one good nade from the Victor. And with the point slowly closing in for a gap right now, ladies and gentlemen. Terminus at 1 HP. Nothing to save him in this fight right now. May just be going in for a one more big hug from the Bomb King, but it's not going to be enough as Oniza has his Earthen Guard at the ready, and Mirage can't touch the point anymore. And Team FYB take its 0-2
Yeah, speaking of that push, you look like as if it's so easy. It was a very typical sandwich comp where you send one tank on the main lane, just put Eevee and the off tank Ashe on the side where Terminus, you think he can siphon all those damage from 360? He can, and he just VH2 just got crumble on both of the sides, and they didn't even use much ultimate. But however, it seems like they use it, but they still have combat mechanic for VH2 side, and Yuna having that ultimate on the Kina side. If she can get early kill on this fight, this might bring a difference. Considering they only have one single tank, and Reanimate wasn't even ready yet, but it feels like she was taking on the far side, trying to look for the Angel here. I think she might get too scared because of the Average just pushing her real hard on the last time. And if right now FYB was taking point control, 39% rising.
39% and rising for their side. Team VH2 are just on the back foot one more time, and Yuna's just getting bullied out by Samaras so much. There is nothing to really peel against this Ashe. There is no there is nothing to stop this Ashe from just bullying out Yuna right now. He's having such a rough game, and even Monkey Turret, you can try as much as you want, but an Ice Storm just to DM this poor Terminus right now with one good stun from the Damba as well. What do you do in this case?
Yeah, and I think Damba was in a very high streak. That means what's Angel doing? If he can get a pick, why would you taking Angel with a triple DPS calm and letting Terminus just sitting alone on pawn and dying helplessly? So, but they finally take out the Eevee, and what a great, but Terminus get traded out. They might still pushing this one until the chop point rise, and this is brutal for them. If they lose this one, they're gonna lose the set. So
it's just extremely dangerous from the side of Team FYB. The pressure is just too much, and Archimedes, even if he tries, he cannot do much with the Accursed Storm coming out as well onto the side of Team Convexity. He's not going to be able to find it with the shots not connecting from the side of Archimedes. It's good strafing from Convexity is all that she wrote right now, ladies and gentlemen. With Rampaging Teddy falling as well, Terminus at 1 HP with a Reanimate right there, but it's not going to be enough, as a good wall from Monisa is all that she needs, with a Dread Serpent coming out as well from Thunder, and the point is just slowly getting rolled in one after the next. Archimedes tries to touch the point right now, trying to get the shots, ladies and gentlemen, but he's not going to be able to find it. And finally, Team FYB are able to push it in, taking 4-0, I believe, right? 4-0 win against Team VH2.
Yeah, I think VH2 has a very potential draft, but at the same time, if you have to make it work, it's kind of tough because considering you have a different platform flankers alongside Una can help with the Ashe, because the team was kind of like this separate because of the map coordination, and Ashe was just free firing to Kinasa, way forcing her to retreat, and the pawn presence was just too strong without that sniper raining down fire to Inara. So I think FYB actually plays it really well, and feel like their strength is picking those double tank setup with a very hypermobile flankers and a health sustain Victor is a really great draft.
It's an extremely good draft, but honestly speaking, if they had an Atlas or something in these fights, this would have been extremely strong for their ends, but not having that Atlas is a huge issue, and we just saw that right now. But still, very nicely done to the side of Team FYB and Team VH2. Better luck next time, and hopefully you learn from this mistakes and you saw this, saw the casting that we did, and hopefully you learn from them. And anyways, guys, this will cover up this third week for the C Scrim League, and we'll be back next week again with another 3 sets of games. I am aggressive, joined by Super Chan God, and hopefully, Josh, if you're listening right now in a faraway plane of existence, and we'll be back.
Sleeping bird.
Yes, and we'll be back again next week. See you guys.
Enjoy the light. See, guys.